Good day, viewers. This is Tech Mag TV News. My name is Stephanie Truter, and these are the headlines. Telone Unveils Bulawayo High Value Customer Care Center. ZRP's Mad Blitz claims 4 lives as kombi overturns over cop throwing spikes. ZRP ban on mshikashika leaves hundreds of thousands stranded. Mnangagwa to be summoned by Parliament over faded Ola corruption, says Msliwa. Massive 50% drop in O-level candidates. And now in our top story, Converged telecommunications operator Telone yesterday unveiled its high-level client's customer experience center in Zimbabwe's second largest city of Bulawayo, better known as the City of Kings, in the leafy low-density suburb of Hillside, as they bring high-class standards and customer experiences to their highly valued clients. Telone is successfully shelling out its company from a traditional parastatals running archaic infrastructure into a new modern organization running on trendy systems as they remain relevant in this highly evolving tech industry. Probably their first was scored some 5 years ago with a small and compact Borrowdale office. Ever since then, they have maintained the same trajectory of modernizing their customer service outlets, most of them which have been established decades ago. The visionary move, driven by the executive managing director MD Chipo Msasa, a tried and tested veteran captain from the hospitality industry, has put a taste into looks, albeit on ancient infrastructure, with a cozy touch of class that has managed to make Telone remain relevant in this digital age. ZRP Mad Blitz claims 4 lives as the kombi overturns after a cop throws spikes. The ongoing police blitz against commuter omnibuses and private taxis has claimed its first victims after a police officer threw a spike at a moving minibus, resulting in its overturning and killing 4 people. The incident, which has left the country riled and raging, took place in Mutare Wednesday morning. 8 other people were seriously injured. The kombi rolled over after hitting a precast wall where it lay on its side. Onlookers desperately tried to save the trapped passengers who were screaming for help. Videos circulating on social media show the female police officer sobbing at the scene after she was surrounded by an angry mob. Some of the people could be heard demanding that she bring the dead back to life. According to witnesses, after throwing the spike and causing the accident, the police officers tried to flee but were stopped by the people. ZRP spokesperson Assistant Commissioner Paul Nyati confirmed the incident, saying that the kombi burst its tire without laying blame or mentioning the police role in the calamity. Nyati said they are still investigating the matter. The incident comes at a time the police have launched a blitz against private transportations around the country. The Zimbabwe United Passengers Company monopoly has left passengers stranded, with some Harare residents forced to walk several kilometers to and from home. In addition, the operation has resulted in fare hikes amid a seemingly never-ending economic crisis. In our other local news, the ZRP ban on mshikashika leaves millions stranded. Millions of commuters in urban areas today particularly had a torrid time finding transport to work because of a police operation on private taxis and private cars carrying passengers. Zimbabwe Republic Police have been carrying out this blitz operation since the beginning of the week in Harare. This saw the commuting public spending long periods in Zupco buses queues to no avail. On the 1st of May 2022, Minister of Labour Professor Paul Muvima, on behalf of the head of state, gave a Workers' Day speech in which President Emerson Mnangagwa instructed Minister July Moyo's local government ministry and Zupco to resolve the transport crisis faced in the cities and towns in general. Commuters today, as last evening, were forced to endure long hours in the cold weather, with biting winter experienced across the country. Mnangagwa is to be summoned by Parliament over fetid odor corruption, said Mliswa. The head of state and government and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwean Defense Forces, President Emerson Mnangagwa, faces a stern test of his leadership following motions in Parliament to summon him over the fetid odor of corruption that has become rampant in the government. The National Assembly has merits to call him to answer questions about the embarrassing corruption embedded in the ZANU-PF-led government, which were flagged by Auditor General Mildred Chiri in her 2020 report, as outspoken Northern legislator Themba Msliwa confirmed. Mliswa accused the Ministry of Finance of being a circus in terms of governance. Muliswa, who chairs the African Parliamentary Network Against Corruption, told journalists and chairpersons of the Budget and Finance and Public Accounts Committee on Tuesday that Mnangagwa was presiding over a dysfunctional government. In other news, there's been a massive 50% drop in O-level candidates. The number of candidates sitting for ordinary level examinations has plummeted to 50% in 5 years, prompting teachers' unions to raise alarm. The number of candidates sitting for the Zimbabwean School Examination Council O-level examinations dropped from 332,473 in 2017 to 179,000 in 2021. In 2018, 230,000 candidates sat for the exams, while in 2019 the figure slightly rose to 290,000 but dropped to 180,000 in 2020. Amalgamated Rural Teachers Union of Zimbabwe President Obert Masaraure said the sons and daughters of government officials are not in public schools and they do not even sit for Zimbabwe School Examination Council examinations. ZMSEC spokesperson Nicolette Lamini said it is the responsibility of schools to give it to ZMSEC the figures of candidates who have registered as candidates. And our other local news, a former WhatsApp group admin for the private corporate 24 hospital has been charged while leaking the company's social media passwords in violation of the Data Protection Act. Hazel Maronde Shoko appeared separately with Theopolis Tsandukwa before Harare Magistrate Yekwai on Tuesday. Suda remanded the duo to May the 4th on 8,000 bail. Shoko, who is now employed as a marketing officer for a car rental company, used to run Corporate 24 group of hospital Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and WhatsApp social media accounts. The state alleges that Shoko did not hand over the company's social media passwords when she resigned in November 2021. Instead, she gave the same to her accomplice, Tsandukwa, who had also left the company. It is alleged Shoko unlawfully and intentionally disclosed to an unauthorized person data codes or commands in violation of the Data Protection Act, eliminating the company's access to its social media platforms. And now in our regional news, Kenya recorded 46 independent candidates to join the race for presidency. A record of 46 presidential candidates among over 7,000 cleared to vie in the August 9 general elections in Kenya. Register of Political Parties and Nderutu confirmed the number on Monday evening to be the highest ever recorded to contest Kenya's top seat. The presidential candidates cleared include perennial constituents Nyazil Omar, Nixon Kububo, Mutirora Kariaro, who vied in 2017. The independent aspirants include 106 governors, 146 senators, 110 women reps, 958 members of the National Assembly, and 5,845 members of the County Assembly. They joined the United Democratic Alliance led by the Deputy President William Ruto and Railes Onganda's Orange Democratic Movement, who were the first to kick off its primaries on the 1st of April. President Kenyatta can no longer stand for re-election after 2 terms, but his deputy, William Ruto, is resenting him for backing Raila Odinga, a former prime minister, instead of himself. The East African nation's recent history features hotly contested, sometimes violent elections in which candidates and their allies have used tribal politics to turn people against one another. Senegal is considering enacting a law to regulate social media. The revelation was made by President Macky Sall on Tuesday during a meeting with union leaders, local news site dakuraktu.com reporting on Wednesday. President Sall termed social media abuse as a cancer of the modern world. In March of 2021, Senegal saw violent protests which were prompted by the arrest of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko on rape charges. Then the opposition relied heavily on social media to mobilize supporters. Authorities said crowds have been incited to riot. In January's local and municipal elections, Senegal's ruling party lost key cities to the opposition. The elections were seen as a bellwether for a legislation election in June and the battle for presidency in 2024. Ousmane Sonko is widely believed to be preparing a bid for the presidency. And now in our international news, Russia's attacks on Ukraine's supply lines are intensifying. Ukraine's national railway hasn't buckled, as the smell of burnt wire and rubble still lingered in the air around the railway power station on the outskirts of Lviv Wednesday morning, hours after the blaze was extinguished. A group of investigators was collecting debris from the Russian rockets that struck the place the evening before. Now it serves as evidence of Russia's attempts to systematically destroy key infrastructure. The Lviv power station was among 6 railway facilities in central and western Ukraine targeted by Russian forces on Tuesday evening, according to the chairman of Ukraine Railways, Alexander Kamyshin. The coordinated strikes briefly knocked out power parts in parts of the region and caused long delays to more than 40 trains. Tuesday's attack marks the latest in the series of recent attacks on the country's infrastructure, with the railway network now one of Russia's key targets. This has been TechMac TV News. Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe as we keep bringing you more top stories. We'll see you next time.